Just had a question for you about how you would, as you set back and assessed your season last year, your rookie year, how did you feel you did in terms of, managing the expectations, as a high draft pick and whatnot? And how much do you think you've grown already just from last year?
I think last year I learned a lot being a rookie, playing in NFL for the first time. A lot of experiences that I think will help my game. As a progression, through the season, I definitely think I, got better as the season went along, and happy for the things that I learned.
Just as a follow-up, did you follow any of your colleagues, your college colleagues, in terms of how they did and how their seasons went? I'm sure you know most, if not all, of the top guys that went high in the first round. And we were talking to Joe Judge a little bit earlier today, and he said part of the growth process for young guys like yourself who are drafted that high are managing the outside expectations, which obviously there are so many of when you're drafted that high. How did you feel like you did with that? Yeah,
definitely. You have to run your own race. You can't really focus on what everybody else is doing. It takes away from, diving in your process and figuring out what you have to do to be a better player.
Thanks, Andrew.
Next up is Tom Canavan.
Hey, Andrew, when you heard Nate was coming back this year, did you sit there and say, did you have to go into Joe and say, am I still the starting left tackle? How did you approach that?
No, that was never a question. I was actually excited to have Nate back. I had talked to him a little bit in the 2020 season, but obviously he couldn't play. So actually getting to meet him at OTAs, really good guy, and he looks out, for the young guys. So I think he's an asset to our offensive line.
Andrew, what's it been like blocking Azeez again? I'm sure that felt like you're back in practice at Georgia, right?
Yeah, it felt like Georgia again. We're going at it every day. I'm excited to have him here. Definitely, want to work and get better with him, next to me.
Is there anything you went into this offseason with in particular that you thought I really need to get better at this? Like when you went back and watched your rookie film, was there something that was bothering you? All right, I need to fix that.
I would say not specific to football technique, getting stronger in the weight room. That was a big thing for me in the off season, and then on the field just working consistency in my sets and my hands.
Jordan, go ahead.
Hey, Andrew, just sort of follow up on that for a second. Where do you see the biggest gains of you between maybe early last year and where you are now?
I would say starting off just with my set, just being more confident in my set, understanding my landmarks, where I have to get to, understanding who I'm going against, and understanding the different protections, knowing where I have to be, and not putting myself out of position.
What's different about your set now than it was maybe last year?
Just understanding the landmarks, how many kicks I take, depending on whether he's a 5 technique or a 9 technique, if it's a quick protection, the type of set I've used, stuff like that.
Appreciate it, man.
Mark, go ahead.
Yeah, Andrew, I'm just wondering if there are any veteran left tackles that you kind of looked, or any tackles at all, not just left tackles, that you kind of looked to, maybe modeled your game after as you enter the NFL, and just kind of picking some stuff up from their techniques and their strengths that might be similar to yours.
Yeah, I watch a few different guys. I like watching Trent Williams. I love watching Ronnie Stanley. Those are two of the guys that I watch a lot, and I definitely pick up some things from them.